Alright, hey everybody, back working on the Mustang. Tonight I want to show you this corner bracket that I'm going to put on between the taillight panel and the quarter panel. Just want to show you how much work is involved in doing that, what it looks like before it goes on, kind of the prep work that I did to it, and just what I had to do in order to get everything to fit. It doesn't just fall right into place. So let me bring the camera over and we'll get you up close and I'll show you what's happening with this piece. Alright, so here's this bracket. I took it off of the car and I just got it sitting up on top of the trunk here on a piece of cardboard. But you can see how it is, it's got the inner corner obviously. This is what goes up onto the quarter panel. This is the piece that goes down and connects to the taillight panel down here. So, when it comes to you, it's all powder coated or E-coated rather. And it doesn't have any of these holes in it. If we look at this thing, I had to make, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least 13 holes in it. Grind all the E-coat off. I did it on both sides where I'm going to weld it, just so that, it catches on fire and burns. So I figured that's not great for the weld, so I figured I would just take the E-coat right off. But that's time investment. It's got to be, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes to make all these holes, grind all the E-coat off. And now let's take a look at the car, and I'll show you all the prep work that I had to do on the car in order to be able to put this piece on. All right, so here's the part on the car where the corner bracket goes. You can see I just took it off. So right now there's no continuation of this lip around the trunk opening that curves around and gets you over to the taillight panel here. So that's what that infill piece does. So these stripes that you see in the E-coat are where the holes in that bracket that I made are going to line up. So I ground, or I just wire wheeled all of the E-coat off of the back of the car where I'm going to do all the welding. I put a couple of holes here in this gutter, I guess it's a gutter piece, between the lip around the trunk opening and the quarter panel, because the actual bracket, that corner bracket, goes underneath this piece. So I put a couple of holes in the top of the quarter here, put a hole in this flange. I'm going to bend that over and then weld through this hole. But again, what do I have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes in this thing, and then I had to grind the E-coat off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like maybe 12 different areas. So all this prep work, it takes at least, like I said, a couple of hours just of prep work to get ready to put this piece in. And that's also not to mention it doesn't fit 100% perfectly. You got to massage it a little bit before it'll actually go in there. Let me just get it and throw it in here kind of loose and show you what I'm talking. All right, so here's the that corner bracket. You don't just sit it in here like this. I think the way it goes is there's a slot here in the quarter panel. I put this piece in underneath like that, and then let it come down, and that's how I get it to go underneath the quarter. And I want this underneath the quarter panel because if any water comes running down, I want this seam right here, to be like the shingles on the roof of your house. I want the water to run over the seam and then down up. If this piece was sitting up on top like this, then any water that came down this gutter could potentially go underneath this piece and then drip into the trunk. So you want this lip underneath the quarter, and the only way to get there is to put it in here like this. And it actually fits pretty good now because I've been massaging it. I've clamped it into place. I've tapped it with a hammer a couple of times. But really what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clamps on just to hold it. I'm going to start welding it up here, and I'll hit it here, these couple of places. And then as I move down on the car and over with the welding, I take the dolly and the hammer, everything nice and tight, put a clamp as close as I can get it, and then weld it, move on to the next one. So you weld, you hammer, you clamp, you weld some more, and get that thing to fit as nice and tight on here as you can. But you know, prep work that I have invested in this, just one area of the car right now, you know, at least a couple 3 hours, easy. I haven't even welded it on yet. Once I weld it, you know, then we're going to grind the welds, get them all nice and flat, because you're going to see this when the trunk is open, and then put some primer on it so it doesn't rust in the meantime. So, you know, it's between the welding and the grinding, that's going to be another, you know, couple hours. So just this one little corner area is going to cost me, you know, 5-6 hours easy of time. So everything on, you know, on these restoration projects, they take time. It's fun to do, but it just, you know, you got to be willing to put the time in. So that's what I'm up to now. I'll get this thing clamped in and we'll weld it on, and then I'll bring you back later and show it to you after it's all done. That's it for now. Keep coming back and watching. We'll be working on the Mustang. See you later.